Log into your Brevo account, jump to CRM on the left sidebar, click Contacts, then hit Create a Contact, fill in the person's details, and save. That's the entire process. You now have a brand new contact in your database. Stick with me for the next few minutes though, and I'll walk you through every field, the little gotchas that trip people up, and a few habits that have kept my own CRM spotless and actually useful over the years. Head to Brevo's website and sign in. If you're anything like me, you probably have a couple of accounts, maybe a main business one and a client workspace you manage. Before you go any further, glance at the account name in the top corner to make sure you're inside the right one. I've personally dropped a contact into a demo workspace by accident and spent 10 minutes wondering where it vanished. 1 second check saves you that. Once the dashboard loads, your eyes can go straight to the left sidebar. You'll see the CRM icon. It's a little target symbol. Click that, then choose Contacts. This page is your ground zero for everything contact related. It lists every person currently in your CRM. But before you eagerly tap that big blue button to create someone new, do yourself a favor, use the search bar up top. Type the email or name and hit enter, just to be absolutely sure this person isn't already sitting there with a slightly different spelling. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched people create a duplicate, then scratch their head when a campaign goes to the same human from 2 different records. Brevo's duplicate detection only works if the email is identical, so a sally@gmail.com and sally@thecompany.com won't flag. Unless you're merging companies regularly, you'll end up with a fractured history. Save future you the cleanup and search first. Now click Create a Contact. If you don't see that button, check your permissions. Sometimes workspace admins restrict it. The contact creation form slides open, and this is where most people rush. And I get it, you just want to add a name and email and move on. But spending an extra 40 seconds here makes your list segments razor sharp later on. The first fields are first name and last name. Obvious, but keep them consistent. I always use title case Jane, not Jane, because when you pull these into merge tags for emails, a lowercase name looks sloppy. Next, email. This is the heartbeat of your contact in Brevo. If you're planning to send marketing emails or transactional messages, this must be deliverable. I once sent a welcome series to john@gmail.com instead of Gmail, bounced instantly, and that was a warm lead gone. Now I literally read the address backwards after typing it, and I advise using Brevo's built-in email validation tool if your plan includes it, but a manual double check costs nothing. SMS is up next. You don't need to fill it unless you're doing SMS marketing or automated text alerts. If so, make sure it includes the country code, otherwise the system won't route the message properly. Brevo won't fix a missing +1 for you, it'll just fail silently. External ID. You'll see it labeled ext_ID, is a field I see people skip all the time. But if you're syncing Brevo with an e-commerce platform, a membership site, or a custom app, this is gold. Pop the unique user ID from your other system in there. That way, when someone buys a product in Shopify, the webhook can find the exact Brevo contact instantly, instead of fumbling around with email matching. It's not for everyday address book stuff, but if you're building any kind of data flow, use it. Contact time zone seems minor. It is not. The default is your account's time zone, but this person might be in Berlin while you're in Chicago. If you schedule a campaign at 10 a.m. your time, they might get it at 4 p.m., which is fine. But if you're sending a good morning promo, it lands disjointed. I always update the time zone when I know the contact's location, especially if they're in a different region. It's a tiny field, but it makes campaign optimization tables laughably more accurate because open and click rates shift when you send inside their working hours. Lists. Do not leave this blank. In Brevo, a contact can belong to multiple lists, but a contact with 0 list memberships is essentially invisible to your regular campaign builder. Think of lists as shelves in a library. If you don't assign the book to a shelf, a patron browsing the shelves never finds it. So right here, during creation, pick at least one list. Could be newsletter, trial users, webinar leads, whatever your segmentation looks like. You can always add them to more lists later, but assign the primary one now. Job title and associated companies are especially valuable if you're B2B. Job title lets you personalize. If I'm writing to CEO, I'll tailor the message differently than if I'm writing to marketing manager, and associating a company record right from this form links everything neatly. When you later pull up that company's profile, you'll see every contact under it, every deal, every note. It turns a flat list into a relational database, so if your workspace has company records, Type the company name and select it. Brevo's autocomplete will pop it up. Depending on your workspace setup, you might see extra custom fields below these, things like industry, lead source, or account owner. The rule I live by: if you have data that will ever matter for segmentation or personalization, fill it. It's infinitely easier to populate it now than to run a bulk update on 2,000 contacts 6 months later because you decided to filter by industry for a targeted campaign. Before you hit that final button, pause and scan everything. Email especially, but also names. I once saw someone add Tet as a first name because they were typing too fast. Laugh, but it happens. Brevo won't stop you from creating a contact called Tet. It trusts you. So eyeball the form top to bottom. When you're confident, click Create or Save. The label varies slightly depending on your workspace version, but it's the primary button at the bottom. Brevo processes instantly. Don't just close the tab though. 2 seconds later, open the contacts profile from the contacts list. Verify that the name, email, list, and time zone all carried through exactly as intended. If something's off, you can edit them, but it's best to catch it now. I also recommend jotting a small note inside the contacts timeline if you need to remember why you added them. Brevo's internal notes are your friend. You've now built a clean, properly segmented contact record. From here, that person can flow into automated workflows, receive your campaigns, and score in your lead tracking, all because you took the extra minute at creation. Keep your naming conventions consistent from one contact to the next. Do a quick duplicate check before adding anyone new, and review a handful of recent additions every couple of weeks. A CRM only treats you well if you treat it well. If this walkthrough saved you a mistake today, save it for reference later, and I'll catch you next time.